Hello, dear friend. Whomever you may be and wherever you may be, welcome. I'm sure you would 100% agree with me that today in America, and unfortunately, today in the world, there is, let's put it on the right hand, since Russell's all about two relative points, there's lots of destroying in America and the world today. How are we going to counteract that? Lots of people creating. Destroying, pretty easy to do. Creating, very difficult to do. So I'm not here to hash over the hash of the destroying America and the world. I'm here to provide helping to lift you up with positive information about creating. To create what matters, to create a great America. So I'm trying to say, all right, all the things that are going on in America and the world today, what am I going to do? I can't pick up the gun. I can't go over and fight that kind of battle. But I can sure step up to the plate. Am I going to do a Zoom webinar once a month? Once a week? Is that enough? Or am I going to press this message out daily? My fun. I love to share. I love to create, the two relative points. I love to create, and I love to share about creating. That's what Russell Warren Kukla is all about, more specifically. Robert Fritz's first book, The Path of Least Resistance, his second book, Creating. So what Russell Warren Kukla loves to do is to create the path of least resistance for productivity, for success, for serving others at the highest possibility, the highest quality. And for that, that's why I'm here. I'm here to share the positive. So I don't want to fall into what Robert Fritz very much talks about is the inherent fallibility of problem solving. I'm focusing on a problem. So I'm not here to talk about the problem in America, the problems in America, the problem or problems in the world, because that's kind of going against what I've learned. So I'm not going to hash over that. I'm going to say instead, I love to create, I love to share about creating. I believe this is how we create a great America. It's going to take more than Russell, I got to tell you. For all the years I've been sharing, not one person could answer my simple question. If you've read any of Robert Fritz's books, shalt I count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you could answer these very simple questions. In creating the creative process, what does ST stand for? And what does CR stand for? It should be like boom, boom. I can usually do better on the snapping. Boom, boom. Instead, for both creating, or what I love to talk about, memorizing, have you learned a method for creating or not? Evidently not, if you don't know what ST stands for. Have you learned a method for memorizing or not? As a child, a teenager, an adult, did you ever learn a proven, dependable, repeatable method for memorizing? Most likely, absolutely not. This works, this fits for memorizing, this acronym we'll call it. Same. Have you learned a proven, dependable, repeatable method for creating? Most likely not. You would know this. Most likely you don't. That's why I'm here. Everybody in America, that's the goal. If you don't help this to go viral, there will be no great America. This is the path of least resistance to create a great America. If not this path, flipping 9 books? Show me what it is. So to hit the nail on the head, I want to share 2 very specific examples with you about what I see as a large organization having not created the path of least resistance to better serve their clients, customers, and friends. Along with that, I want to share with you an example of a company, a small business company in Mesa, Arizona, where I overheard that they're greatly struggling and they should be creating the path of least resistance for the difficult years ahead of us. So the first one is, I bought a little prop here. I recently attended the Craig Barrett car show in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm researching the older Mustangs for a project I'm working on, for a product that I'm inventing, otherwise known as creating. And here's what I saw. Here's what I witnessed. So you go out to the Westworld in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's quite large, where Craig Barrett holds his auto auction. I think I saw 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary. Not all probably at Westworld, but here's what I saw at Westworld. Large facility, the main building area, and lots of parking lots available to park. So trained by my father, when I parked, I pinned it. You know, it's part of memorizing, anchoring. So off to the southeast, I saw some electrical highline wires. I said, okay, that's to my southeast. I then looked to the north. I said, okay, I'm pinning the north so that I can see, okay, from here north, and I'm in the far end of this parking lot. And so I went to the facility to view the car show. When I came back, and here, you know, during that, you're seeing the people, you could call them like the bicycle rickshaw drivers that are taking people to and from. I needed the exercise. I wanted the exercise, so I walked. When I came back, what did I see? I saw many patrons who were lost looking for their car. Right away, I'm thinking, path of least resistance. I don't see it. A lot of the bicycle rickshaw drivers also doing the same. Riding their bike around, looking with the people behind them, sometimes 2 or 4 people, and they're all looking for the car. And I'm thinking, well, what's really going on here? What's actually going on in this environment? 50 years, Westworld, all the different events they hold there. I'm thinking, what can I, and I look, okay, here's all the rows of vehicles. Within those rows, there's a separation as well. On the beginning of those rows, there's no letters, A, B, C, D. And so everybody's looking and guessing. Multiple parking lots. I think they might have tagged them parking lot C and D and E. But then once you're in there, now can you imagine coming out of one of the events and being a little tipsy? Where did we park? That's one example. If you take that one example and multiply it, all the events, over all the years, over all the people, trying their best, they want to succeed, to find their car, and yet they're wasting time, energy, becoming frustrated. Am I the only one who sees this? Simple to fix. Create the path of least resistance. Very simple. Second part, Tara Lynn goes to trying to think of the name, not chiropractor, but to see a certain doctor. And often I'll sit outside in the car and rest, or I'll go inside. They have like an adobe type brick, and they'll have different, it's very low ceiling with greenery hanging, so it kind of keeps it cool. So I'm parked outside on a nice day, and I got my windows down, and I'm listening. And there's a business that has, I think they do patio, pool, and jacuzzis. And every time I'm there, I'm thinking, I wonder what that company's doing. I wonder what's going on in there. You know, as a business owner myself, I'm thinking, what's their day like? And I'm thinking that once again, and out pops somebody, one of the business owners or employees. He's on his phone, and while he's walking around, he's really moving, and he's saying, Whatever the project is, whatever the time is involved, double it. Whatever the cost is, whatever you're thinking the cost is, double it. My alert bell is going off because I love to share with others about creating the path of least resistance. So I'm tempted to grab from our vehicle, the page that I've been sharing for many years, from the Healing Arts Day Spa, Create What Matters monthly newsletter, the most successful process for accomplishment in history by Robert Fritz, author of The Path of Least Resistance, Creating and Your Life is Art. So, of course, Russell, wanting to share, is about to jump out and, hey, by the way, but truthfully, there's so little receptivity, never having heard back from almost anyone. Truthfully, dear friend, my phone should be ringing off the hook by individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, presidents, team builders, politicians, educators. You? Please explain to me what's not resonating with you. Think of Barrett Auto Auction, Westworld. Multiply that in your head. Go out and observe. They do things like the horse shows, the Arabian horse shows. Near that is where they have the golf tournament. Was it now the Waste Management, WM golf tournament? Go out and observe and see what I see. Contemplate the waste. Contemplate the simplicity of creating the path of least resistance for thousands of people, saving millions of hours, helping to reduce frustration. The simplicity, the frustration versus the simplicity. Frustration, wasting time, energy, resources, money. The fluid, creating the path of least resistance, navigating that, thinking that through, being sensitive to that. You can't be sensitive to that if you haven't learned. So about learning, I touched on W. Edwards Deming, America's founding father of total quality management. His one quote, "Only the method matters." The new economics, that's what we need. What did I hear today? Fertilizer going from $80, how do they go by that? A barrel to like $170? I don't know if they go by a yard or a barrel. That's coming our way soon to your supermarket. Where's my other Deming book? My favorite. W. Edwards Deming, Out of Crisis. We're in a crisis. So I looked at one of his books recently, and what caught my attention, he lived from 1900 to 1993, was not recognized until 80 years old. All that changed in 1980. 30 years after he first taught the Japanese his methods, Deming was discovered in America. Let's see, I've been sharing this since about 92, 102, 112, 122, or 2022. 30 years. Still not recognized. Quote, "Whatever happened to good old Yankee ingenuity?" That's what I'm wondering. So at the end, the conclusion by one of his daughters, the Deming Award is what they came up with in 1950. And she says that for Deming, that he was wondering why he was not being accepted much earlier, and that she thought he was a proud man and that hurt his feelings. I don't think so. I think what Deming, why he was hurt, is because he knew his last quote to his daughter before he passed on at age 92 or 3, I'm trying to keep America from committing suicide. And so I'm doing like Deming was doing. The final quote from his daughter. What had Deming done? Exactly what he said in 5 words with which he always concluded his seminars. I have done my best. So I'm trying to do my best, and I know that by doing these webinars, seminars, presentations, I'll be able to do them better, bring the quality up, hopefully inviting you more and more and more to participate. I'm not sure what you need to hear. So along with that, because possibly there may not be those who are participating in the Zoom webinar chat, that this time is for me to get it off my chest, do my best to reach out to you. And now I'm contemplating and considering my next book to read. So once I conclude, while I'm waiting to see if anybody wants to chat on the Zoom webinar, boy, I'm thinking about a lot of different books here. First of all, I'm still struggling with memorizing Harry Lorayne, Remembering People. I love the way he titles it. Not memorizing names, but remembering people. Definitely contemplating that one to read, study, master, practice and master. Another one, Buckminster Fuller, Critical Path. I'm definitely thinking about that one because of Bucky's one comment, or that it's always 2 relative points. Even if you take a white piece of paper and put a point on that page, it's now the point and everything around it. That's one of the thoughts I picked up from Bucky, and that's what I really present. It's always 2 relative points. So definitely contemplating reading Buckminster Fuller. The other one, of course, Robert Fritz's new book, The Path of Least Resistance for Artists. I'm just trying to get into it, but I'm kind of hesitating to present to you. Would you like to read with me one of these books that we could share here on the Zoom webinar and communicate with each other? For artists, we all want to be artists. I love to be an artist. I'm always thinking in that kind of mood, groove. The other book, recommended by Robert Fritz, Twyla Tharp, The Creative Habit. Learn it and use it for life. Recommended by Robert Fritz. So that one too. Then we get over to here. Because I've been contemplating. Let's just slide him back a little bit. Robert Fritz's partner, Peter Senge. The Fifth Discipline by Peter Senge, which is systems thinking. What you send out, what's coming back. I've been sending a lot out, and it's not really been coming back. Might help. The Fifth Discipline Field Book by Peter Senge. Whoops, I got 2 of them. Whoa, I think they might be a little different, but I buy a lot of books. I got to read more. So those 2. Again, partner with Robert Fritz. Robert's about structure. Peter Senge's about systems. I'm contemplating Peter Senge's work as well. So which of these, is there one of these you'd like to read along with me? I'm kind of tempted for the Twyla Tharp. New York, I believe. The Creative Habit. Learn it and use it for life. I got to tap into that and find out. So that's part of this, to be able to present to you, to be able to participate in the Zoom for the chat, for the questions and answer. You got a question? When I participate in Robert Fritz's webinars, they're doing the Zoom meetings. So again, lots of people I really don't need to see. And many of them are trying to teach Robert And Robert's very gentle and cordial, professional, tries to answer their so-called question and bring them back around to understanding. And it amazes me because primarily every person that's on these Zoom meetings, it's like they've never read Robert Fritz's books. And so it comes back to the ask them a simple question. What's this stand for? What's this stand for? And they probably don't know. Are we going to create a great America if you and everybody else doesn't know? We're just going to kind of keep hacking away at it, doing our best, trying our best? Are we going to pick this path and help this to go viral? That's the point. Will you help this to go viral? Either you've learned a proven, dependable, repeatable method for memorizing and you're practicing and mastering that, or you've not learned. Either you've learned a proven, dependable, repeatable method for creating and you're practicing and achieving a higher level of mastery, or you've not. So along with the front message, learning to become the creative force in your own life. Not the economics, not the astrology, numerology, your parents, your people in your life, but learning to become the creative force in your own life to quote unquote, in a fun way, override any and all negatives. So wheels up, but you got to learn. So I hope someday I hear from you. You can answer the question, what do these stand for? Get your feet on the ground and your head up high, because we got years ahead of us of a difficult economy. I know everybody's looking for a quick fix. I was thinking of that as I contemplated this webinar. Everything's quick, you know, food, gas, water, entertainment, sports. Bang, bang, bang. Quick, 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 quick. There's no quick solution. And if we talk about a solution, then we're starting to focus on problems and problem solving. But the real solution, the true solution to create a great America is going to take work. Still there. I got to get it better, though. I'm cheating. I'm not working on as much as I want to or should. So the memorizing is harder for me. So the memorizing, still difficult. But I got the creating up and rocking. But they're both needed. We do need to be able to memorize. Correct? Especially for higher learning. But most importantly, we need to be able to create what matters. The 1-2, it's up to you. Please participate. Please help this video presentation to go viral, to help create a great America.